Welcome to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Xander Cook here today. So we'll have the SUNY Cobleskill Fighting Tigers taking on the Thomas College Terriers in this matchup in what is Game 6 of this NAC Softball Championships. Xander, I think we're in for a good one here today.
Yeah, it should be a great one. We've got excellent pitching, excellent hitting. It's going to be an exciting matchup today, Avery.
And both these teams sitting in this contest with one loss. Both of them, though, with one victory as well. So kind of a winner go home or loser go home scenario here. So a lot on the line for both of these teams as we near the end of this overall tournament and what has been a pretty exciting one so far.
Yeah, the top two seeds, obviously, Husson winning yesterday 18-0. They're on top of the leaderboard as of now. And then we've got Cobleskill versus Thomas coming up. Obviously, the loser go home. So both teams are going to be playing with a lot of heart. There's a lot at stake here. It's going to be exciting.
And Cobleskill coming into this one, a little bit difference in the batting average between these two teams. The biggest kind of statistic that stands out to me between the two, Cobleskill batting .320 on the season, while Thomas just batting about .230. So we'll see how that plays out in this contest. Obviously, it'll be a little bit different. Most of the Eastern teams, that being kind of Thomas, Husson, Farmington, those sort of teams, sometimes do a little bit better in the tournament than the West we've seen in recent years. As this first batter up here for Thomas will be Pickering. Starting a left fielder. She'll take ball 2 here. A Rose out there on the mound. One of the leading pitchers for this Cobleskill team. Yesterday, Xander only making it through 2/3 of an inning. I think she closed out that game against Morrisville yesterday.
Yeah, I was on the call for that one. She showed some good stuff early on and then started to lack control a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what she brings here today.
And so far in this overall kind of tournament, we've seen the teams that get out to early starts in these contests have gone on to win a lot of them. We haven't seen a whole lot of kind of comeback victories out there. A lot of them are one team will get up big early on and then might lose that lead a little bit, but eventually win the overall contest.
Yeah, like you said, jumping out early is absolutely crucial for these teams. We haven't seen many comebacks, but we have seen some rallying going on. We've seen some leads getting cut into, some teams carving away at those big deficits, but just not able to pull off those comebacks.
And Pickering over there at first base, only one stolen base on the year. And this one's going to get grounded off the plate. And I think Knight wanted to move towards first. We saw Knight have a lot of speed yesterday in the couple contests she played. Beat out some throws out there. The top of this Thomas lineup has some speed in it.
Yeah, Knight especially. She's got quite a bit of speed. She's 5 for 5 on stolen bases this season.
That one through the wickets of the third baseman. And that will put runners at first and second now here for Cobleskill. Or Thomas, that is.
The shortstop, number 12, Maddie Rock.
That one just hopped over the third base bag.
It looked like it took kind of a funky bounce there in front of the third baseman in Palmer. Didn't manage to quite get it cleanly, so Thomas here. I think big opportunity to try to get some runs up on the board early in this one. Nobody out, runners at first and second here.
Maddie Rock, the infielder, batting .267 on the year. She has 5 doubles this season.
That one's going to get down. That will be down for a base hit. Runner going for home. Fumbled out there in the outfield. That will put runners at the corners. And one across here for Thomas early in this one.
If you're Thomas, that's exactly what you want to see. Back-to-back singles. Had all 3 batters on base to start off this game. Already up 1-0.
And Rock will take second easily. It looked like the catcher was going to throw down there for a second, but Rock already about 2/3 of the way there. Rock has really been one of the key stones for this Terriers team, as this one's going to find the gap out into center field, and that will score another run, as that was Oberholzer, the pitcher in this one. As that one, ball home, it's going to find its way past the plate, and Cobleskill making a mistake there. Looked like the runners had already stopped Xander, and just unnecessary error on that one.
Yeah, just an errant throw on that one allowed another runner to go home. Makes it 3-0 Thomas, and there's already a meeting out in the circle. So they break that meeting right there. Definitely not how you wanted to start this game if you're Cobleskill.
A couple mistakes here for Cobleskill defensively have led to a couple of these runs. You had the ball over at third. Would have been a difficult throw back across the diamond. But also could have had a play over at second. And that one there really should have just been one run across for Cobleskill. This one hit hard out into center field, but making the play out there will stop this one. That was Clemens out in center field.
Third baseman number 17, Emily Rock.
So there's a much needed out there for Cobleskill.
That's exactly what they needed right there. Try to limit the damage a little bit, get that first out, hopefully spark a little momentum for these Cobleskill Fighting Tigers.
And another nice play out in center field. Runner going for third. This one a little bit too far off the plate, and Oberholzer will take third with the slide. So the younger Rock sister moving players up the bases a little bit. Another nice play there from Clemens. Xander, a base hit here could send in a run.
Yeah, Kayla Duhame, the junior out of Ellsworth, 9 RBIs on the year. She also has a home run, a couple doubles, and a triple.
And that first one, first couple pitches of this at bat in 4 balls. That one in for a strike, though. So it'll be a 2-1 count here to Duhame. As we'll see if Cobleskill can get out of this inning with just the 3 runs across. Oberholzer over at third. This one sent sky high. We'll see if the outfielders can make a play on this one. And easy catch out there in left field for Lutz will end the inning, but 3 runs across Xander as Thomas jumps out to an early lead in this one. And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, and it will be Cobleskill up to bat here. Down 3 early in this one, but we mentioned right at the start of this broadcast, Xander, they have the batting skills to try to fight back in this one.
Yeah, they definitely do. Down 3 early. Saw Thomas use the small ball to get those 3 runs. Obviously, a couple errors defensively that allowed base runners. Hopefully, Cobleskill utilizes the small ball that I saw them use yesterday.
It'll be Clemens up to bat here for Cobleskill on this first at bat here, and Oberholzer out there in the pitching circle. Big addition here for Thomas in this playoff run for them. Oberholzer missed most of the year on the pitching circle, that is, batted for the Thomas. But he can softball the pitcher, really one of the most important positions out there. And that one, 2 balls and a strike now here to Clemens.
Clemens batting nearly 300 on the season. She also has 30 runs scored, 5 doubles, 2 triples, and she's 6 of 7 on stolen bases. Definitely one of the more better players on this Cobleskill team.
She had a run yesterday against Morrisville in that exciting contest between the two of them. And this one will be in there for strike 2, so full count here to Clemens. Trying to get Morrisville started here in the bottom of the first. We'll see if this one could eventually turn into a shootout. Swing and a miss, though. So Oberholzer getting on top early in this one. It'll be Radigan up to bat now for Cobleskill. Batting at just over 300. A lot of this Cobleskill lineup sitting in that kind of 280 to 400 at batting average on the season for them.
Yeah, a bunch of great power hitters in this lineup. Radigan with 15 RBIs. She is batting .320, but she's also drawn 18 walks on the year, so she's got great patience at the plate as that's a single to left.
Good piece of hitting there from Radigan to find that space up over the top of the third baseman. It'll be Miranda up to bat now for Cobleskill. Miranda batting .420 on the year. So go 2 for 4 yesterday in that Morrisville contest.
Another amazing hitter for Cobleskill. She also won Player of the Week honors this season.
And that first one in there for ball 1, I believe. There'll be a strike called on the inside corner. On a little high from Oberholzer. Radigan over there at first. Only has 2 stolen bases on the year. And this one's going to get high out into right center field, and settling under it and making the play is Ferrone. Well, we'll end Miranda's first at bat here. It'll be Wendelken up to bat now for Cobleskill. One of the cornerstone pieces of this roster for them.
Yeah, another player who won Player of the Week honors, Wendelken, batting nearly 300. She also slugs over 400. Has 21 RBIs on the season and an astonishing 8 doubles.
Wendelken really doing what you ask from that cleanup hitter. It's for power out there into the field. That one wide. Good play from the catcher to keep that one in. A ball and a strike now to Wendelken. That one's going to get fouled back towards the Cobleskill dugout. It'll be a ball and 2 strikes here to her. Runner over at first. Cobleskill down 3 early in this one. Would love to try to scratch one across in this inning.
Definitely a tough spot to start the game for them. But they've got the hitters to come back, so.
And that one's going to get hit hard towards left center, but settling under it. Ferone making, I believe, all 3 plays here in this bottom of the first. So that will end the inning as Cobleskill not managing to get anything across. And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, I'm Avery Hengson alongside Xander Cook here as Thomas up to bat here in the top half of the second. They got out to an early 3-0 lead here in this matchup against SUNY Cobleskill, as it will be Federico up to bat here, the 8-hole hitter for Thomas. As Oberhalser managed to get through 4 batters in that bottom of the first inning, setting down the core part of that Cobleskill lineup. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. We saw the Thomas bats come alive a little bit, but 3 straight outs ended the inning. Thomas, though, Xander, still making good, solid contact even for those outs.
Yeah, they're making great contact so far. Seeing a lot of balls fouled. Just need to straighten up that bat a little bit, and they're going into the outfield.
Well, all 3 of those outs, 2 in the first inning, being flyouts towards the center field and the left field sides. That one a strikeout looking there for a Rose. And it will be Ferone up to bat now for Thomas.
Abby Ferone, the sophomore out of New Hampshire.
She'll take a big cut and miss on that one.
Doesn't make good contact this season, but she does see the ball very well. Has an on-base percentage of nearly 300.
Like you mentioned, Ferone right now batting at just under 200. Has been getting on base at about a 290 clip, though. Will be a ball and a strike to her. That one just inside for ball 2. As Cobleskill here trying to get through this inning without putting any or allowing any more runs up on the board. I think this one's definitely an important one, Xander, to just try to get through an inning of work here without getting too down in the hole here.
Yeah, Rose starting to settle down a little bit. Already has that strikeout to start the inning. And an even count right now.
That one's going to get popped up. Left field coming in to make the play. That one, miscommunication, though, between the shortstop row over to second. And safe over there is Ferone. I think that one probably should have been a routine pop out to the left fielder. Would have had to make a long run in, but definitely had the time to get underneath that one.
Yeah, Lutz and DeJacco. None of them told each other who's got the ball. Miscommunication out there. Could have easily been avoided.
And a Rose so far in this one, Xander, definitely not being helped out by the defense. You had that mistake over at third in the first inning, and then the couple throwing errors that led to a couple runs coming across in that inning as well, and then you ended with 3 straight outs. I think that inning very easily could have been a 1-run inning. But Thomas, though, still making good contact.
Yeah, definitely should have been only 1 run across. Those errors were just mental mistakes out in the defense. And we're still seeing some of those mental errors this inning.
This can also be a very taxing tournament, I think, for a lot of these teams as well. Both these teams playing a couple contests yesterday and then having to come into this one. Cobleskill at least probably would have had to sleep in some hotel beds last night. Come in here early this morning. This one is going to be grounded towards the third base coach. I think the Terriers were able to at least go home last night.
Yeah, there aren't any 5-star hotels here in Bangor, so those beds are not going to be comfy.
There'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes here now to Pickering, back around to the top of the order. Saw her walk in the first inning. Runner going for third, throw down there, and just a little too far off the base there. So Ferrone will take third with the slide. Will be a full count here to Pickering. Mentioned walked in the first inning, trying to get on base here again. This one's going to get hit out to left field and settling under it and making the play. Throw back in as that one will be a sac fly there for Pickering as she'll score the 1 run here in this second inning. So a productive out there for Thomas, as I'll put them at 2 here in this one. And a Knight will swing and a miss on that one. Saw her get on base for that grounder over to the third baseman.
Yeah, had that single and later scored that inning as well.
And showed the bunt sign on that one, but we'll bunt it back off the plate. Will be 0-2 now to Knight. Mentioned at Knight, a lot of speed out there. Definitely get on base with an infield hit towards the left side.
Yeah, once she gets on base, you can almost expect her to steal.
And swing and a miss, dropped on that one. Knight not seeing it, though. That we mentioned that speed. I think if she might have been able to see that, could have made a little bit of a closer play over there at first. But that will end the inning. Still 1 run across there for Thomas as we'll move to the bottom of the second. And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, Avery Henningsen alongside Xander Cook here, as it will be the bottom of the second here for Cobleskill. Down 4 already in this one through 2 innings of work here.
Emily Lutz, the senior out of New York, batting just shy of 400. She's got 28 runs scored this year, as well as 15 RBIs and 11 doubles.
That one will be in there for strike 1. Oberhalser working pretty well. Had that single over the top of the third baseman and the shortstop in that first inning. But other than that, pretty much sit down the Cobleskill batters in order. This one grounded towards shortstop. Rock couldn't manage to pull it out of the glove in time. And beating out the throw is Lutz. Rock usually the sure-handed shortstop over there for Thomas. He just kind of got the ball stuck in the glove. That will put Lutz on first. I think that's exactly what Cobleskill needs in this one. Right now, Xander is just some runners on base.
Yeah, especially with Smizinski up at the plate. Very well-known power hitter. Batting over 400 on the year. Just unbelievably clutch at the plate.
And Smizinski showing a bunt on that one. She'll take strike one. That one's going to be outside, ball 2 here. We'll see if they try to play anything here with Lutz over at first.
And the thing about Smizinski is that those numbers you'd expect her.
And a great play over at third. Throw over. This one a little too far, though. And Smizinski is going to take second on that one. That was a great play, regardless there from Emily Rock over at third, the freshman. Just trying to make the throw there from her knees across the diamond. Was a little bit off target. Almost picked off Lutz over at first. So that will move Lutz over to second here. As up to bat now is Palmer. Saw Palmer go 1 for 4 yesterday in the Morrisville game.
Another great contact hitter for this Cobleskill lineup.
And that one's going to be fouled off back into the backstop. As it will be 0-2 count here to Palmer. That one's going to be high, ball 1. Now will be a ball and 2 strikes here to Palmer. That one's going to be inside for ball 2. So evens the count back up here. We'll see if Cobleskill try to get a couple runs up on the board here in this second inning. That one's going to be fouled off into the backstop. Palmer stays alive in the count. And Xander, I think here with a runner in scoring position, a big moment here for Cobleskill to try to get at least one across in this inning.
Yeah, it's definitely going to sway the momentum a little bit towards Cobleskill if they get this run across.
As Palmer staying alive again here, a couple straight fouled off pitches. As this one, Palmer again fouling it off. A little bit late on that one, but just managing to keep herself alive in the at-bat.
She's seeing the ball very well. Just needs to straighten out the bat. Like you said, that one was just a little bit late.
And that one's going to get hit right up towards second. Rock going to make the play over to third. Throw over to third and getting her. What a play there from Thomas. As they pick off the runner over at first, throw back across the diamond. We'll get Lutz trying to take third on the throw as Thomas. Big moment there for them. That will end this second inning play as Thomas will be back up to bat. It will be Rock taking the first at bat. And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, Avery Henningsen alongside Xander Cook here. As big defensive play there from Thomas gets them out of bottom of the second. Looked like they could have had a runner over at third there for Cobleskill with 2 away. Instead, the big double play. You don't see a whole lot of double plays, I think, in the game of softball. It's kind of a little bit too cramped of a space.
Yeah, it was just unbelievably great play recognition by Witten, able to throw to third on that.
And Rock just not quite able to get good contact on that one. He's going to pop that one out towards the third baseman. And it'll be Oberhalser up to bat here. Saw her hit a single in the first inning. A couple of throwing errors later led to a couple runs crossing the plate as well. And she got stranded over at third. I think Oberhalser definitely kind of the X factor for Thomas in this overall tournament for them, as this one's going to be grounded up the middle, and that'll be another base hit here for Oberhalser.
Rose got her glove on that one, just hit the tip of it. Able to go into the outfield for that single for Oberhalser.
And Oberhalser played in about 30 of the games on the season for Thomas, all batting, as they'll have a pinch runner for her out there. But missed a lot of the season on the mound. We saw her first pitching performance yesterday in about 2 months, and then now out there in the pitching circle again.
Number 29, Michaela Panic.
Will be Michaela Panic out there pinch running for Oberhalser. And it'll be Widden up to bat. She's going to foul this one towards third base. Thomas here trying to get as many runners out on base pass as possible. And this one hit towards the shortstop. Throw over to second. That's going to get her, and not in time over at first. So the fielder's choice will leave it just the same here.
The third baseman, number 17, Emily Rock.
That's a tough play over there. Or the pinch runner not quite managing to get that ball just a little too close to the shortstop. This one grounded right back to the pitcher. Nice play defensively, and that will end the inning. So after the single from Oberhalser, Rose will get out of it with no runs across. And that will end the inning. Moving it back to the bottom of the third, it will be Cobleskill up to bat. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network, as it'll be Cobleskill up to bat. You're down 4 here in the third inning, trying to get some runs across for the pitcher in a Rose. As it will be Wendette up to bat here. This one, Oberhalser making the play herself, as I'll put one down here. Back-to-back outs from both teams here made by the pitcher.
The shortstop, number 2, Kaylee DiGiaco.
It'll be DiGiaco up to bat now. DiGiaco batting about 280 on the season. Played in all the games this year for Cobleskill.
She also has 5 doubles and 5 triples on the year.
So her go 2 for 2 yesterday with a couple runs, a couple RBI, and 2 doubles in that Morrisville game. So, yeah, big contest there from the 9-hole hitter. It definitely helps your offense when that tail end of the lineup can get on base. Kind of set up the top end of the lineup to knock them home. There'll be a ball and a strike now to her. As 1 out here for Oberhalser. Working well out there on the pitching circle. That one in there for strike 2. Will now be a full count here to Jacko. And that one's going to get fouled back and just make its way into the screen. I think 6 inches shorter. That one, catcher might have been able to make a play on it.
The Jacko just got under that one.
No one on base here for Cobleskill. We saw them have good opportunity back in the second inning, but then some nice defensive plays from both Rock sisters over on the left side of the infield. Led it to the big double play there. And that one in there for ball 3. This will be a full count now here to Jacko. Working well here against Oberhalser. I believe this is going to be the 6th pitch of the at-bat. And this one hit out into the gap between the third baseman and shortstop, as she'll hold over at first. So manages to work the count full and then get on base here. Jacko having herself a nice weekend here up in Bangor.
You almost expect her to do that. She goes behind in the count, able to work herself in front of it, and then just nailed that one to left field for a single. It's what she's known to do all season.
And that one in there for strike 1. And Clemens here showing a bunt. That one's going to go straight back up into the screen. It'll be 0-2 here to Clemens. Can't bunt now. We've seen crazier things out there. And that one's going to be just high. Good eye there from Clemens. It'll be a ball and 2 strikes here. That one just inside. Will be at 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Clemens, who we saw strike out in the first inning. Warhauser trying to get her to do it again here. This one's going to get fouled back up over the top of the press box.
We've seen Oberhalser get ahead in the count. Just can't seem to get that final strike. Batters working to even the count or get ahead.
And that one just outside or inside on Clemens. That one looked like it definitely could have gone called for a strike from this angle. It'll be a full count here, and I think what you mentioned about how a lot of these batters have been able to push the count full after being down in it. The Cobleskill team a lot of good batters in the average department and or on base percentage, as Clemens will take the 8 or 9 pitch walk there.
Yeah, Oberholzer there. She was ahead 0-2. Just couldn't get that last strike. A lot of them were just so close to being inside the zone.
And this one hit straight back at Oberholzer, and they're going to pick off Clemens, who I think she saw that one as a ground ball. Great play there from Thomas. Another double play to end the inning here from this Thomas defense. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network, as it will be Thomas up to bat now. Has a couple nice defensive plays. That one, Xander, actually caught by the pitcher there in Oberholzer, and trying to pit off Clemens over at first.
Yeah, just an unbelievable play by Oberholzer. It was lined right to her leg, able to catch it, and showed off the IQ, able to throw to first to get that double play.
And a tough one there for Clemens. Usually when you have that kind of low contact up through the infield there, not expecting that one to be caught at ankle height there from the pitcher.
Yeah, she definitely thought it was a ground ball. That's why she kept running towards two until her base coach was like, no, come back, come back.
There'll be 2 strikes here, 2 from a Rose. Actually, a ball and a strike and 2 strikes here. So Rose here trying to set some players down. That one's going to get fouled off as Duhame staying alive in the count. Will be a ball and 2 strikes here to Duhame. That one going to be in there low. Ball 2.
Good eye right there from Duhame.
Both these teams doing well, Xander, at kind of staying alive in counts. That one's going to get chopped just on top of the third baseline dugout.
Like you mentioned, both teams doing a great job staying alive. They get behind in the count early on and then able to work it to an even count or get ahead with the full count, able to draw some walks in there.
And that one fouled off again. Duhame just doing everything she can stay alive here in the batter's box. We saw her fly out to left field in the first inning to close that one out.
A lot of that also has to do with great coaching as well.
And or I think the ability as well to kind of choke up on the bat a little bit, have a little bit more control, and just be able to make contact and try to get on base rather than swing for the fences.
Exactly. Both teams just unfazed when they get behind in the count.
And that one, swing and a miss there. Good pitch from a Rose will set Duhame down on strikes.
Right fielder number 2, Brooklyn Federico.
That one fooled Duhame a little bit.
Looks like it kind of rose up towards
Yeah, the rise ball.
upper right corner there. And that one in there for a ball. As will be Federico up to bat here for Thomas. Thomas came into this tournament on a 5-game slide. Has played a couple good contests so far. As this one grounded towards the third baseman, throw back across the diamond, and that will get Federico over at first.
Good play by Palmer over there at third, showing off the arm strength.
And it'll be Ferrone up to bat. We saw her hit a double in the second inning and then steal third and then get in on the sac fly from Pickering. That one will be in there for strike one. That one's going to get fouled just in front of the plate, but will stray its way wide. Will be 2 strikes early here to Ferrone. A Rose doing a good job at getting ahead in counts early. Haven't seen her really go down 2-0. It's really been the opposite. And swing and a miss there. I think same pitch that got Duhame. That will end the inning 1-2-3 there for a Rose, who seems like she's rolling a little bit out on the mound. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Cobleskill here up to bat, trying to get some runs on the board here for pitcher Madeline Arose. It's done pretty well out on the mound. I don't think helped out a couple times by the defense, but also still allowing some big contact in those first couple innings, but since then, been strong out on the mound.
Yeah, she's definitely found her control after the second inning.
And 0-2 here to Miranda. This is the second time through the lineup here for Cobleskill. We'll see if they can figure out Oberhalser's pitching a little bit. That one a little bit high. Be a ball and 2 strikes here to Miranda now. And this one's going to get hit sky high. Going to stay in play. Oberhalser will come in and make the play herself. As that one's going to be popped up to the pitcher.
We've already seen Oberhalser make a play earlier on in the game with that line out right to her leg. Able to turn that into double play, and right here, able to catch the pop-up.
Yeah, Oberhalser in that last inning making all the plays really. Had the first one grounded back to her and then had that line out straight at her ankles that she caught cleanly and threw over to first. And they are coming in making the play. That's one you would normally think the catcher would make, but Oberhalser, confident, might have had a little bit better angle on it.
Yeah, waved her off.
It'll be a ball and a strike here to Wendelken. We saw fly out to center field. And this one hit hard again out to center field, but it'll be the center fielder there in Ferrone again coming in and making the play. Wendelken a couple times now making good contact. Just hitting it a little bit too high, I believe. She'd like to get that one a little bit more into a line drive rather than kind of a high pop-up.
Yeah, she's leaving it up in the air a little bit too long.
So Lutz up to bat here. And she's going to foul this first pitch off. Once we mentioned one of the better batters in this lineup, just under 400 on the year. Went 2 for 4 yesterday, had a single already in this one. Eventually got picked off over at third on that big play from the shortstop and third baseman. This one's going to get down for a hit. So Lutz now 2 for 2 in this ball game as she's trying to get herself on base.
Seems like Lutz is the only one on this Cobleskill lineup that is figuring out Oberhalser's pitches. Already 2 for 2 today.
2 hits to opposite sides of the diamond as well. The first hit she had was just over the top of Emily Rock, the third baseman's head. This one just over the top of the first baseman's head. Hitting all sides of the field.
Lutz already has the same amount of hits as the rest of her team combined.
And this one, good backhand play back across the diamond, and Emily Rock making the play over at third. We've already seen her make a couple nice ones, as that will end the inning, and we will move towards the top side of the fifth. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network, as it will be Thomas back up to bat here, back around to the top side of the lineup, as Pickering will lead us off here in the fifth. So her walk in the first inning, and get around and score. This one hit to the shortstop, back across, good stretch, and they'll pick her off over at first. With a good play there from the shortstop, Xander, to get that one back across the diamond. I think a good stretch from the first baseman as well.
Yeah, great athleticism over there by DeJacco. Able to stretch and make the throw.
And that one in there for one. Ball one. As now that one low in there for ball two, as there'll be 2 balls and a strike now here to Knight. As that's a swing and a miss there from her. Saw her go down on strikes in the second inning. As Rose has really been working well out on the mound. ever since that kind of offensive explosion to start this game off. Seems like she's settled in a little bit. Looks like all the players out there in the infield wanted that one for a strike. There'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes here tonight. And this one's going to get popped up towards center field, and it's going to land just in front of the outfielder. Knight rounding first hard. Will come back easily. Might have been trying to induce kind of a unnecessary throw over to first there. As Knight getting on base there with a little pop-up out into that dead space between the 2 central infielders and the center fielder. There'll be Maddie Rock up to bat here. Rock, the graduate student here for Thomas, batting about 270 on the year.
You saw her single in the first inning and stole second. Also had that RBI in there as well.
Will be 2 balls to her now. That one high again. So see if Rock has the take sign on here. 3 balls, no strikes to her. Runner over at first. And Rock going over to try to take first, but that one called for strike 1.
Yeah, late call by the umpire right there.
Like a Rock showing bunt there, just trying to mess with the pitcher a little bit. And that one's going to be high for ball 4. Will be 2 runners on here for Thomas. And it, just as we were talking about how Rose was dealing out there on the mound, the same part of the lineup that hurt her earlier, this one popped up. This is how you could try to get out of an inning, but I think the catcher losing that one in the sun a little bit. Just around noon right now, that sun probably directly overhead of us.
Oberhalser putting in the work today. She's 2 for 2 batting wise. Hasn't allowed a single run to score when she's out in the circle.
And that one ripped out into center field. That's going to make its way to the wall. Oberhalser going for second, losing it on the screen. And this one's going to get thrown in. That double will score 2. As both Knight and Rock come around to score. Oberhalser 3 for 3 in this contest. I believe 3 RBIs as well. As you might see a pitching change out here on the mound. As it will be number 12.
Defensive changes for SUNY Cobleskill. Now in the circle, number 12, Jadesy.
As it will be Jadesy Chamberlain coming in to pitch here.
Chamberlain, ERA under 3. She's also named Pitcher of the Week at one point this season. She's got 10 wins and only 3 losses when she's pitching. She started 13 games, played in 17 of them. She's thrown in 95 innings, and through those 95 innings, she's collected 33 strikeouts and has only allowed 22 walks.
Chamberlain, I believe, started game 1 yesterday. Up over 100 innings on the season after that one. I think really one of the leading pitchers for this Cobleskill team, but bringing her in this situation, down 6 here to Thomas. Runner at second, just 1 out here. As that one's going to be outside.
Yeah, Chamberlain yesterday, she started off pretty well. Had good control early. She was finding the zone. And then out of nowhere, that Morrisville lineup was just hammering hit after hit.
This one, shortstop going to make the play. Back across, too late. Throw back over to third. And Oberhauser not sliding in there, but will get there safely. So a tricky little ball towards the left side of the infield. As Wynn will get on base, there'll be runners at the corners here for Thomas. Trying to end this one early, potentially. That one's going to be outside. Of course, in softball, it's mercy rule here at the college level after 5 innings if it's at least an 8-0 lead. So here, if Thomas could get a couple more across in this inning, it'd be up to Cobleskill to try to prolong the game in the bottom half of the 5th.
Thomas definitely has the chance to score a couple more runs here. Runners on the corners and only 1 out. But there's also a chance for a double play opportunity with that runner at first.
And showing bunt here and trying to pull that one back, but it'll be strike 1 here. As I think Emily Rock just trying to induce a ball on that one, load the bases up. That one low, so Chamberlain coming in, and that will load the bases up. 1 out here. Thomas, chance to put some big numbers up on the board. So it'll be Duhame up to bat.
Duhame 0 for 2 today, had that fly out in left field in the first inning and then struck out in the 4th.
That one in there for strike 1. I think Chamberlain would love to try to get a strikeout here, Xander. That would allow them to just get 1 out. Flyout would end the inning and leave 3 runners stranded. I think even contact right now could score a run. This one hit out into center field and not managing to make the play. That one's going to fall flat. Throwing in here, runner going for home. Throw there, it's going to be close, and they get him over at home. What an infield throw there between the second baseman and catcher.
Radigan with a bullet over to the catcher, able to get that second out. We'll check to see if Clemens is okay.
She laid out for that one. I believe that kind of outfield track out there. Kind of loose pebbles out there. We did not feel great falling flat on that, but still a great defensive play from the rest of the Cobleskill team. Not really give up on that one. That will still score 1 run. As Duhame will stop over at first. And Emily Rock will move to second as Oberhalser will score easily. And Whidden gets picked off trying to take home. Couple trainers and the umpire checking out on the center fielder in Clemens out there.
Yeah, making her do some running drills. Obviously, there's a tweak in her leg on that diving attempt. Right now, she's just trying to walk it off, jog it off, doing whatever she can. So we'll see if she stays in the game. Hopefully she does. It looks like she will.
Clemens, the leadoff batter here, would be the 4th batter up, potentially in the lineup here for the bottom half of the 5th if they get that far. She is going to stay in this game. So it'll be runners at first and second, 2 outs here for Thomas. Just inches away from having another run across and just 1 out after that fly ball out to right center field.
Yeah, I get the idea behind it. Obviously, I would have sent that runner home as well. Try to get that 8th run across. As we all know, they get those 3 outs in the bottom 5th. Game is over due to the mercy rule.
Well, there's also some nice defensive work. Perfect throw in there from the outfield, from the right fielder, finding the cutoff player out there and then gunning that one home. Just barely getting her at home. Swing and a miss there from Federico. As she's trying to make this one up to 8 here.
Yeah, it was a beautiful throw by Radigan to get that out.
Thomas here trying to make this one the final inning. As smart play there from the third baseman as she takes the force out over at third. That will end the inning. A couple more runs cross here for Thomas, though, as they'll make it 7-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network as Cobleskill in the hole here, not in an elimination inning here, obviously, but kind of very much on the edge of it.
Yeah, they were just inches shy of it being an elimination inning. Just unbelievable defensive play for Cobleskill.
And this one hit right back. Oberhalser has been strong in that center circle defensively so far in this one.
Yeah, she has been money already the 3rd or 4th time getting a ball right to her. And she's made the play every single time. That's exactly what you want to see out there.
As it'll be a Wendette up to bat here for Cobleskill. Swing and a miss on that one. Oberhalser's just been pretty much dominant in this one. A couple hits scattered in there. But other than that, strong out in the center circle.
Yeah, she only has 1 strikeout, but it's been pretty weak contact.
And a nice backhand play as that one will pick her off over at first. I think the defense for Thomas has been excellent here in the central infield.
Yeah, they have been absolutely amazing.
Couple double plays in this one already for Thomas.
Yeah, a couple double plays. They've only had 1 error. But other than that error, they've been perfect.
As that one will be in there, strike 1.
Oberhalser finding the zone throughout the entire game.
And you don't need the pitcher to necessarily strike everybody out there if they can just kind of induce weak contact, as this one sent out towards right field, misread by the right fielder. But she does manage to make the play out there. That will put Jacko on base, 2 for 2 for her in this one.
Returning to the top of the order, the center fielder number 1, Alexis Clemens.
Oberhalser managing to induce everything just kind of soft, a lot of infield contact, a lot of kind of pop-ups to the outfield.
Yeah, a lot of weak contact going on.
The only hits she's allowed have all been singles in this one. That can be just as effective as a pitcher as someone who's kind of striking everybody out. Obviously a little more reliant on that defense, but Terriers team showing they have some strong defenders out there. That one in for strike 1. Will be a ball and a strike here to Clemens. We saw lay out for that one out in center field. Take a few moments to kind of regain herself out there. But up to bat here for Cobleskill, runner over at first. Cobleskill right now just in need of runs, Xander. I think they would love to try to make it more of a kind of 7-3 game, but not so, as Oberhalser again out there in that pitching circle in the defensive play.
She has just been absolutely incredible defensively. Absolutely incredible.
So that will end the inning. Thomas will be up to bat here Chance to try to make it 8 runs and make the bottom of the 6 of elimination or die here for Cobleskill. We'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, it will be number 7 in Ferrone up to bat here. Shows bunt on the first pitch. And Ferrone here trying to get the Terriers up 8 in this contest. He's going to lay down this bunt right in front. First baseman coming in making the play. Good job defensively there from Cobleskill.
Returning to top the order, the left fielder number 15, Leo Pickering.
As I will send Ferrone down. So we'll be back around to the top of the order. Really the part of the order that's done the damage for the Terriers in this contest.
Yeah, Pickering 0 for 1 today. Had that ground out last inning, the sac fly in the second, and walked in the first. Scored a run in the first inning as well.
These 1 through 6 batters have been playing well for Thomas in this one, both offensively and defensively, really, for them. As the umpire here having a discussion with the Cobleskill coach. As we'll see what that was about. Doesn't seem like much has happened out there. There'll be a 2-0 count here to Pickering, who we saw walk in the first inning. And eventually come around and score that one in there for a strike from Chamberlain. And that one in there for strike 2. So even in the count up here, Chamberlain trying to fight back a little bit. And that one's going to be outside, ball 3. So full count here to Pickering.
Good eye right there from Pickering.
As that one is going to be just high for ball 4. Pickering kind of walked over towards the other dugout there, but
Yeah,
eventually
she started
take first.
walking towards the Cobleskill dugout. A little discombobulated. Thought that was her dugout, maybe.
So Pickering here now. 2 walks in the contest. Well, as a sac fly. Pretty productive day for her at the plate. Managing to get on base fairly effectively.
Yeah, productive day for Knight as well. Couple singles in there. And every time she singled, she's also scored a run.
As Knight has a lot of speed. We've seen that in this infield. That one's going to get fouled back up over the top here. I think Knight's done a good job of just kind of getting in on base when she hits him. There's a speed that really, if she can get something in play, she can get over there. As both plays will be safe, as the second baseman making the slide out there almost got Pickering over at second. But Knight getting on base again, Xander. Top side of the lineup doing their job right now.
Shortstop, number 12.
Yeah, they realize the stakes going on. One more run. Could be an elimination inning for Cobleskill.
And one out here. As it will be Matty Rock, the graduate student, stepping up to the plate here. Rock, believe 1 for 2 in this one with a single and a walk. Has scored twice already in this contest. There's a couple runners on here. Chance to try to put a couple more up on the board.
She also has an RBI on the day as well. Great chance to do that again with a runner in scoring position.
And she's going to ground that one off her own heel. That'll be a ball and 2 strikes now. As this one into Rock will be just inside ball 2. Well, looked like it had the right height, but I think just a little bit too inside on the plate. And that one sent a line straight at the third baseman as Rock, I think, could have almost, that one had hit down in the outfield, probably would have made its way to the wall.
Yeah, that was just a great play by Palmer right there. That thing came at her like a bullet. Able to make a great grab right there.
As that first one in there for a ball. Oberholzer, dangerous batter have up in this situation. Just barely past the glove of the shortstop. This one into the infield and mishandled by the pitcher. Might have been able to have a play at home there. But Pickering, a lot of speed, managed to get home cleanly. So that will make it 8 here for Thomas.
I mean, come on. Oberholzer, what did you eat today? 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a double? Unbelievable pitching from her as well. Have a game.
Yeah, Oberholzer doing it all here for the Terriers. And this one lined straight at the second baseman. So that will end the inning, leaving a couple runners stranded. But Thomas gets to that magic 8 number here. So Cobleskill up to bat next. We'll have to try to get one across to prolong this one. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Cobleskill here. Tough situation. It'll be Radigan up to bat here for them. Down 8, Xander. This is kind of do or die for them right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is an elimination inning for Cobleskill.
As they need to get at least one run across in this one to prolong their tournament. As that first one in there for ball 1. And a ball 2 here to Radigan. I think for Cobleskill, Xander, if they can just kind of get players on base, that will be big for them.
Yeah, but they haven't been making, well, they've been making good contact, but it's been weak contact.
Oberhauser's been dominant. This one hit hard, but that'll be just foul.
Just slightly early on that one.
As Radigan here down 2 balls and a strike. That one low for ball 3. So hitters count here, 3 balls and a strike. Radigan trying to get on base here. Maybe start some sort of rally here for Cobleskill. And this one's going to find its way into the gap. So Radigan gets on base here.
Got under the left fielder. It's towards the wall now. Oh!
And tripping over at second. Radigan trying to round the base. As that very nearly could have been a triple there for Radigan. I'm going to assume that's just going to go down as a single. I think that will go down as a single Xander in the statistical categories, but definitely will putting her over at second now. As Radigan having to take a moment out there on second base. As I think she's going to walk this one off a little bit, but Xander, this is exactly what Cobleskill needs to kind of get a rally going in this one.
Yeah, definitely what they need. They have a runner in scoring position now. Obviously, her coming across home plate prolongs the game.
Well, at this point in the game, really all you can have for Cobleskill is they just need kind of as many runners on base as possible. Down 8 in this one, kind of in this moment that if you don't score here, it's going to end the game, so it'll be up to Miranda to try to knock Radigan home. And this one's going to get fouled back up onto the roof of the batting cages. So Miranda up to bat, one of the better hitters, batting .406 on the season for Cobleskill. 1 for 3 with a couple RBIs yesterday. So far in this one, 0 for 2.
Yeah, hasn't displayed that dominant hitting today. Obviously, it's tough to do that when Oberholzer showing her best stuff.
That one's going to be high for ball 2. And we've mentioned that pitching in softball can just kind of be really one of the biggest factors, kind of capable of going as many innings and or pitches as they need to out there to get through games. And that one in there for strike 2 on the big swing and a miss there from Miranda. And or they can kind of pitch multiple games in the same day. I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas holds on to this lead, if Oberholzer back out there in the pitching circle for their second contest of the day as well.
I mean, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And that one in there for ball 3. So full count here to Miranda. And she's going to hit this one under the glove of the third baseman as Radigan's going to hold over at third. Taking second, Miranda. And she's going to be safe on that one. And the runner will take home here. As that will score the 1 run that Cobleskill needed in this one.
No, they're having her.
Actually, they're going to have her go back. As we'll see what the call is here. At least for now, it will be a double from Miranda after she legged that one out. They might call an interference play here. Is why they sent Radigan back over to third. That could have been an intentional play there from Cobleskill to try to score the 1 run and keep the game alive, of just kind of send Miranda over to second. Catch Thomas trying to pick her off over there, and at the same time, Radigan takes home. So it'll be Wendelken up to bat here. 300 hitter, 8 doubles on the year. Had one yesterday. So far in this one, 0 for 2 as well. But runners at second and third. Here's that one in for a strike. Big situation here for Wendelken.
Yes, big at bat for Wendelken. A hit here. And Cobleskill will avoid elimination.
That one hit hard out towards left field, but catching it is the left fielder. Runner from third will score in Radigan. So a sac fly there from Wendelken will prolong the contest. A good piece of hitting there from Wendelken. That one had gone down for a hit, probably would have scored at least 2 runs. So it'll be Lutz up to bat here, who's really been probably one of the 2 hottest hitters here today for Cobleskill. 2 for 2 in this one. Really the only ones, her and DeJacco, who have been able to see Oberhalser's pitches out there.
Yeah, they're the only 2 that's figured out the pitching so far.
There'll be 1 out here, runner at second. This one popped up towards center field, arranging back as that one managing to keep a hold of it. Miranda will take third, though, as that was a tough hit out there to center field for Ferrone.
Yeah, that was a great catch out in center field by Ferrone.
I got that one on her back foot.
Yeah. Twisting and turning, able to make that catch over to her left.
Another one there for Cobleskill that if it had managed to make that one grounded straight back to the pitcher. Oberhalser's been so good with those ones all day.
I mean, it's just insane.
And that will end the inning, but Cobleskill does get that 1 run across, Ender, so we'll play at least 1 more inning of softball here as Cobleskill will try to keep the Terriers off the board in the top half of the 7th. And back here on the Husson Sports Network as the Terriers here, top of the 7th. Really no mercy rule in effect anymore at this point. This would theoretically be the 7th and final inning of this contest, but I think the Terriers would still love to just kind of make it as impossible as they can for Cobleskill to come back in this one. As of now, it would take a 7-run bottom of the 7th to try to tie this one up and prolong it.
I mean, the way Oberhalser's been pitching, it already feels impossible for this Cobleskill lineup.
And it'll be a ball and 2 strikes here to Rock. And this one's going to get caught out there in right field, as that was Sminsky coming in and making the play. So Chamberlain getting through at least one batter here. So Duhame will be up to bat now. Will be at ball one here for Duhame. And this one's going to get chopped up into left field as Duhame gets on base here. 2 for 2 in her last 2 at bats. 2 for 4 overall on the day.
Good contact hitting from Duhame right there.
It didn't really seem to, I don't think she got the barrel of the bat on that one, but was able to just kind of chip it up over the top of the shortstop's head.
And sometimes that's all you need.
And this one's going to make its way past the third baseman. Had kind of cheated in playing the bunt play there, and 2 runners on here for the Terriers.
Federico with her first hit of the day.
Center fielder number 7, Abby Ferrone.
So the Terriers here, 2 runners on, just 1 out. Will be Ferrone up to bat. That double in the second inning. She's going to lay down the bunt here in front of home plate, and barely not beat out the throw over. That will advance runners to second and third here for the Terriers. And it will be Pickering up to bunt, or up to bat here. So it will be up to her. Try to get a couple more runs across. And Pickering is going to foul this one up the left field line. As looks like the Terrier trying to get some more runs across here. That one's going to be, I think, just high for ball 1. And this one's going to get fouled back up here into the stands. Will be a ball and 2 strikes here to Pickering. Runners at second and third. She can get contact. Gets down, would at least score 1 here. That one high and outside. Be 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Pickering.
Yeah, making contact into the outfield, it'll bring Terriers runs into the double digits.
And this one's going to get through for a base hit. That will score 1. Coming home is Federico, and she'll score. Runner going for second. Not managing to get the catch cleanly is the second baseman, Radigan. So that will score 2 there on, will go down as a single for Pickering. She'll take second there on the throw home. So Thomas here, top of the 7th, putting another 2 across. They've put up 6 runs here in the last 3 innings, as they'll make it 10-1. And Knight mishandled by the third baseman. Knight, ever speedy, will take first easily. She's gone on base 4 times in this one.
Yeah, she's 4 or 5 today. Showing off the speed right there. So they'll meet in the circle.
He's gotten helped out a couple times here today by mistakes from the third baseman. Had that one in the first inning that kind of bounced just in front of her and took a weird bounce. That one probably should have gone scooped up and at least had a play over at first. So it'll be Maddie Rock up to bat here. Saw her line out to the third baseman and back in the 6th.
What an unbelievable catch that was, too.
As Brock, the graduate student here, runners at the corners. Will be Oberhalser up to bat after this one. And they'll take the stolen base there as Rock just trying to distract some people out there with the bunt show. And Rock's going to send this one out into center field. Diving play, didn't manage to make the catch. This will score another 2. Rock going for second, and she's safe as that throw a little bit too late. As center fielder in Clemens has had to try to make a couple diving plays out there in center field. But Maddie Rock legs out the double and scores another 2 here for Thomas. They are just firmly closing the door here on Cobleskill.
Here we go as Oberhalser trying to go 5 for 5.
And she's going to foul this first pitch off. Rock over at second. Terriers up 11 here. Oberhalser trying to have the complete game, like you said. And this one's just going to be just foul. Had good contact on it. Pulled it a little too much. So it'll be 2 strikes here to Oberhalser.
Just a little early on that one.
And Oberhalser, that one way too high for her. Will be a ball and 2 strikes now. And this one coming in just outside now, so even count here all of a sudden for Oberhalser. Brock still at second here. And this one hit out into the gap as Oberhalser, another single in this contest, 5 for 5, as that'll move Rock over to third.
I mean, you just expect it from her. You just expect it. 5 for 5.
And what a day here for Oberhalser. Just a 1 run across. And now 5 for 5, 4 singles
Crazy.
and a double for her. Couple RBIs.
Have a day.
And it will be Whidden up to bat now. And that one's going to be in there for strike 1, a ball and a strike now to Whidden. As that one's going to be a little too high, 2 balls now. And that one's going to get fouled off. Yesterday, Oberhalser going 2 for 7 in the 2 contests for Thomas. A couple RBIs as well, but today 5 for 5 out there. Will definitely be in the consideration already for one of the players of the tournament. This one's going to get hit hard out in center field. Mishandled by the center fielder. Oberhalser going for third here as another double here for Thomas in this inning. And that one will score Rock. Put Whidden over at second and Oberhalser at third. Tough day for Clemens out there in center field. A lot of tricky plays out there.
Yeah, a couple bad hops. Took a couple bad dives as well.
So batting around in the lineup now are the Terriers here. Clemens, that is, will settle under this one and finally make the final out of this one. As the Terriers, final inning of play for them, managed to put up 5 hits and just about close the door here on Cobleskill. And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, as we are just about ready to get started here in the bottom of the 7th. As Cobleskill here down 12 in this one. They need those 12 runs to really prolong their season here today, Xander. As Oberhalser's been doing it all in this one, both out there on the pitching circle and in the batter's box, has definitely helped herself out, I think, a lot offensively. Now it's going to be a little bit low and bounce its way back up into the backstop, so it'll be ball 1 here to Palmer. As it'll be up to Palmer here to try to start something for Cobleskill. Obviously, never impossible, but definitely as the way things have been going, very much out of the picture right now for Cobleskill. Usually we put a lot of faith in teams at the end of games here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I've seen crazier things happen, as this one can get popped up. Maddie Rock making the easy play over at shortstop. But this would definitely be the biggest comeback, theoretically, I've ever broadcasted here.
Same here.
As it will be pinch hitter here for Cobleskill. As that's number 21 in Ashley Phelps, one of the seniors here for Cobleskill. She'll take ball 1. That one's going to be in there for ball 2.
Phelps hasn't seen the plate that much this season. When she does, she shows tremendous amount of patience. On base percentage over 300.
That one in there for strike 1. Oberhauser trying to go 1, 2, 3 for this final inning potentially. Get out of here for Thomas. As Thomas holds on to this one, would play the winner of the game later on today. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Phelps. That one's going to be a walk there, so Phelps will take first. Cobleskill still alive in this one. So Phelps getting on base here. And she'll get pinch run for by Wendette, who she had pinch hit for.
Re-entering for SUNY Cobleskill, number 5, Jaden Wentz.
So it will be number 2 up to bat now in DeJacco. Will be a ball now to DeJacco. And great play there from Rock over at third.
Wow.
The 2 sisters have been balling out there on the left field, or left side of the infield so far for the Terriers.
Return to the top of the order, the center fielder number 1, Alexis Clemens.
Unbelievable grab right there.
So it'll be back around to Clemens. 0 for 2 in this game so far. Has a walk, though. as that one in there for strike one, I believe. That'll actually be ball two. Really, Oberhauser's been helped a lot by this defense so far in this one. She's made some great defensive plays herself and also pitched well, but I believe she only has one strikeout in the contest. So it's really been a lot of defensive plays out there. Has only allowed a couple hits. But Cobleskill is being shut down by this Terriers defense.
Yeah, that infield has been exceptional today.
There'll be 3 balls and a strike here to Clemens. That one's going to be in there for ball 4. That will move the batters around. As Clemens will take her second walk of the contest.
Radigan, 2 of 3 today. It's a single and a double.
That one's going to be out for a foul ball. So the winner of this game, I believe, will be taking on Farmington. Who won that first contest of the day over SUNY Morrisville. So it will be a rematch of the games earlier between Farmington and Thomas. We saw Thomas come away with the 8-6 victory. I believe they had lost a couple straight to Farmington to close out the year. So that will end the contest as Cobleskill not managing to get enough runs across here in this one. Overall, just a dominant performance from the Terriers on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it was just complete dominance, like you said. We saw amazing pitching from Oberhauser. We saw the infield make exceptional plays. Outfield was doing their job. Batting-wise, they put up a 3-spot in the first, and then another 3-spot in the fifth. But it wasn't until the 7th where they truly displayed their capabilities with that 5-spot.
And make sure you tune in to Game 7 of this tournament, as it will be Husson University taking on SUNY Poly. I want to say a matchup between the 1 and the 2 seeds. Definitely probably arguably the game of the tournament so far, at least on the stat sheet.
It's going to be an amazing game.
And then this Terriers team will be taking on UMaine Farmington following that one, as we have a full slate of games here today. But for now, it's been Avery Henningsen alongside Xander Cook here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We thank you all for joining us here. Make sure to tune in for game number 7.